What is going on, Washington Commanders Nation? Free agency, day two, well underway. The Washington Commanders have made one signing today. Today, we're going to go over everything they've done today and even more. We are going to be on here for about an hour, and I will let you guys know what is going on with free agency and everything. So yeah, we're gonna get into that. Just started here. If you are new, leave a like on the videos, subscribe to the channel. Now let's go ahead and get just straight into it. Present. All right, I'm gonna open some news for the Washington Commanders. We're gonna look at some of the things they've done. And yeah, so that's pretty much what we're gonna start with. But so nothing new throughout there. All right. Now let's go ahead and check out some Commanders content. So to start off, we have signed safety Will Harris on a 2-year deal, per Mike Garafolo. And so Will Harris, a guy that was on the Saints and the Lions, Adam Peters brings him home. Now, this was kind of a desperate signing, I will say that, because the Commanders needed a safety. You know, Jeremy Chinn signed with the Raiders yesterday, so we all knew the Washington Commanders needed a safety. We were kind of in a hole with who we were going to play at safety, but now we've signed Will Harris, and it's become more clear what Adam Peters wants to do. Quan Martin and Will Harris, you're going to see them for the Washington Commanders. So we're going to get a good taste of everything. And I hope the Washington Commanders make more moves today. This is a watch party. I want things to happen for the Commanders. But if you are here, make sure you drop a like on the live stream, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and we're going to be going over just news in the NFL. But for right now, Will Harris to the Washington Commanders on a 2-year deal, $8 million, $10 million guaranteed for Mr. Will Harris. And I do, so I wanted to get kind of some of the new, kind of the thoughts about this. So a very poor team. He had 54 solo tackles in 13 games. To put on perspective, Luvu has 54 in 17 games. St. Juste had 56 tackles in 17 games, and Quan Martin had 50 tackles in 16 games. So Will Harris actually ups all the players on the Washington Commanders currently. So that it seems good so far. Depth chart. Yeah, we're drafting a safety though. It becomes apparent after this signing, we're drafting a safety, guys. I think that becomes definitely obvious. We're drafting a safety. I know a lot of you guys don't want to hear that, but we're gonna draft a safety. And again, into the in the first place, why even let Jeremy Chinn go? In my opinion, why let Jeremy Chinn go? I just don't like that, because I get Will Harris is an $8 to $10 million deal, which is way cheaper than Jeremy Chinn, but Jeremy Chinn provides so much more value, and that's a starting safety right there. Whereas Will Harris, you still might have to draft one. So this is just kind of hard to see this working out for the Commanders. But as far as other news today, nothing else has happened with the Commanders. We're hoping to get another signing during this stream, but that might not happen. Free agency ends at 4 p.m. tomorrow, also, I've been aware of. So if you are new, leave a like on the live stream, subscribe to the channel. Now let's keep working. Let's look at one of the guys that the Commanders actually probably do have interest in. Adam Peters, obviously assistant GM of the 49ers. We heard that the 49ers are releasing veteran defensive end Leonard Floyd after one season with the team, per Adam Schefter. Floyd started all 17 games, which is a plus, for San Francisco and had 8.5 sacks. Is this the new Dante Fowler Jr.? Dante Fowler Jr. still hasn't signed back with the Washington Commanders yet. Is Leonard Floyd going to come to the Commanders and be the new Dante Fowler Jr.? I don't think that the Commanders and Dante Fowler are agreeing on a deal. And I know that sucks because Dante Fowler balled out last year, but I don't think they're on a deal yet, and that's hard to hear. But we're gonna go to a free agency tracker actually for the Washington Commanders. See if I can find free agency tracker right here. So the players that we've already re-signed: Bobby Wagner to a 1-year deal, Zach Ertz to a 1-year deal, Chris Rodriguez Jr. exclusive rights tender, Zane Gonzalez 1-year deal, John Bates 3-year deal, Tress Way 1-year deal. And I want to just add, the Washington Commanders have actually re-signed Jeremy McNichols, and so Jeremy McNichols stays with the team, which I kind of wanted to get to that. Okay, he actually doesn't have it on here yet, but maybe this guy has it. I was just gonna say, Jeremy McNichols has re-signed with the team. I'm gonna actually pull that up to be official, just so you guys don't think I'm saying random stuff. Yep, here we go. Jeremy McNichols is re-signing with the Washington Commanders for 1 year. And you saw, I'll go back here. You saw Chris Rodriguez here signing back with the Washington Commanders. I mean, what's going to happen here? Are you going to have 5 running backs? Are you going to have Brian Robinson Jr.? Are you going to have Austin Eckler? Are you going to have Jeremy McNichols, who you just re-signed? Are you going to have Chris Rodriguez Jr.? And then are you going to want to draft one? Because I thought it was very obvious that we were going to draft one, but now I don't know. Maybe they just go with 4 backs. But if they go with 4 backs, we don't want the same backfield as last year. I mean, I couldn't imagine Adam Peters and Dan Quinn keeping the same backfield from last year. That just doesn't make sense, really. I thought we were going to do some other stuff with the backfield. I thought TreVeyon Henderson, Omarion Hampton. There's other guys out there. So I'm just surprised that the Washington Commanders re-signed Jeremy McNichols. That becomes very surprising to me. Now, maybe some people knew, but maybe some people knew. I don't know. But for right now, that's about all the news that I actually have. Ian Rappaport might have some new things. Tight end Juwan Johnson signing back with the Saints. Patrick Ricard signing back with the Ravens. Honey Badger back to the Saints. And then big deal here, actually, $18 million. KaVontae Turpin signs back with the Cowboys. And I'm actually kind of surprised about Turpin, $18 million. That's a little bit high for me for a free agency player, but it is what it is. And also, I wanted to say, we're going to see a lot more re-signings. We're going to see a lot more re-signings here, just for the Washington Commanders for the rest of the day, because typically day 2 of free agency, you don't see many different players signed. It's just players that were already on their team re-signed. So, shouldn't come as a shock for any of us that all these new players are getting signed. We just signed one. What are you talking about? This dude is just as good, if not better. You don't know football. I can't listen to you, man. Wow, Will Harris is a dog, brings way more than Chin. I didn't say he was bad. I didn't say Will Harris was bad. I never claimed that. I just said I'd rather have Jeremy Chin. That's respectable. I just said I'd rather have Jeremy Chin. I don't know why. I mean, Will Harris is good. I never said he was bad. I said I'd rather have Jeremy Chin. Said what I said. So there's that. So we're trying to find a little bit more news here. But Jeremy McNichols. So the two things today: Jeremy McNichols re-signs with the team, and then Will Harris, we get our safety. Might still draft a safety though. That's we don't know for sure what exactly this entails, but for right now, I think the Washington Commanders have settled the safety position and are done. Javon Holland actually got signed today by the New York Giants earlier this morning, and so the Washington Commanders didn't really get a chance to get Holland from the Dolphins. So Giants kind of hopped on that pretty fast. And why don't I just go ahead and go to let's read a little bit more about this offseason. Here are some players that have left the Washington Commanders. I didn't even know Cornelius Lucas left. Jonathan Allen, Vikings, 3-year deal, $60 million. Dyami Brown, Jaguars, 1-year deal, $10 million. Jeremy Chin, Raiders, 2-year deal. Cornelius Lucas, Browns, 2-year deal. We didn't really need Lucas at this point, so I'm happy for him. Then here's some players we've signed. Javon Kinlaw, obviously, 3-year deal, $45 million. Laramie Tunsil, trade with the Texans. We got a 4th and Tunsil. And then Will Harris, 2-year deal, $8 million, $10 million is the highest that Will Harris would get. And so let's look at some analysis. Why not? Will Harris signing doesn't get Commanders young safeties off the hook. Commanders secure cost-effective replacement for shocking free agent departure. Blockbuster Laramie Tunsil trade. Aggressively put Adam Peters' trench warfare strategy into action. And then Commander Star lands bumper payday. Former Commander Star. So, there is the guy we signed, Javon Kinlaw, yesterday. And so right now we are looking good. But if you are in this stream, I need you to leave a like on the stream, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and we're going to continue with some news. Looks like the most recent piece of news for the whole NFL was let's see if I can find it. Juwan Johnson signing back with the Saints with his old team. Like I said, we're going to see more players signing back with their team than new players going to new places. But let's see how much he got. He got a 3-year, $30.75 million deal that maxes out the $34.5 million deal. And per the insiders, he gets $21.25 million guaranteed. Okay, that's not a bad deal. And then Ricard was signed by the Ravens. So that's the most recent news we have from the NFL. So maybe not much news to come, but it seems like a lot of people are mad at the Jeremy McNichols signing. Just talking about players from the Commanders, it seems like a lot of fans are not happy with the Jeremy McNichols signing. I'm okay with it. I don't know why exactly they re-signed him. A little bit questionable there, but I do think that he's a really good blocker. He can run the ball. He had 4 touchdowns last year. And so I don't think that was a bad move for the Commanders, to be honest. I like to see the deal, like how much money he got, but no one ever has the money out yet. So we don't get to see the deal, which is fine. We'll figure that out later. Probably cheap, in my opinion. And we're actually going to look at McNichols' stats from last year, which are probably pretty good, to be honest. And I'll show you guys these stats too. I'll share the screen again. I'll show you guys the stats from Jeremy McNichols. So if you scroll down here, McNichols, he had 55 carries, 261 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 4.7 on average actually isn't even that bad. So 4.7 on average, that's not bad at all. And he makes the stats look okay. He's only 5'9", though. He's actually my height, only 5'9", but he is 214 pounds. So 261 yards last year, 4 touchdowns. He did come up clutch in a few situations in games. Really good at blocking, like I said. He loves to block. He's a really good blocker. So that that in itself can get you signed in the NFL. Let's see. And I actually want to compare these to Brian Robinson Jr. 187 carries, 799 yards, 8 touchdowns, 4.3 on average. But that, again, he didn't play a lot of the year. So you kind of have to take that into consideration. Make sure you leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let's go back to the Commanders. So obviously, John Allen went to the Vikings this morning. Vikings signed him for $60 million. So if you want to say the Javon Kinlaw signing for the Commanders is too high, they signed Jonathan Allen for $60 million. So that's insane. And if you look at the cap, the Commanders now have $80.756 million in available financial resources, with 46 players under contract. 52 is the roster that you need to build. And so let's read a little bit about what they have to say. The Commanders are an attractive destination with grand ambitions to build on their sensational run to the NFC Championship game in 2024. They're making moves already with Bobby Wagner's extension, Chris Rodriguez Jr.'s exclusive rights tender, and a daring trade for wide receiver Deebo Samuel Sr. Many more will be on the way in the coming days during the most eventful time of the year around the league. As we get a new league year tomorrow, we're going to see a lot more moves. They're talking about Allen here, and that's basically all we got for now. But I do want to scroll on Twitter a little bit. I want to see if this guy's got anything. So he likes what the Commanders have done to improve the offense and defense. They need to improve the defense, he says. I want to show you guys the clip real quick of this. The new commander, Will Harris, he actually hit sticked. CeeDee Lamb. Let's see if I can find it right. I think it might be in the clips right here. So I'm gonna play that like that. And then yeah, so let's see if I can find hit stick. Nah, it's not on this page. All right, that's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. We are looking to find some more news. Ian Rappaport doesn't have anything new. Things have kind of slowed down a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. McNichols to the Commanders is actually probably one of the most recent signings in the NFL right now. Russell Wilson could return to the Steelers. I've just heard that. But Will Harris, he's a good player, and we're gonna talk about him. Will Harris, good player. 1 interception last year, if I'm not mistaken, and 54 solo tackles. So, he doesn't have a terrible resume for a safety, and the Commanders are just looking for a guy to get it done. However, I don't believe that the draft is I think the draft is a place where we're going to sign a safety. I think we're going to bring in a safety still on the draft. I don't think Will Harris gets it done for this team, and it sucks to say that, but I don't think he gets it done. Just an $8 million guy anyway, so yeah, I don't think he gets it done. I'm not going to lie to you, but we'll see if the Commanders decide to sign anyone else at safety. He definitely doesn't get it done, but Quan Martin, that's a guy that does get it done. He's gonna go. He's gonna be a safety too, starting safety. Obviously, did really well last year. He was a starting safety last year. Believe he had like 2 or 3 picks, so that was really good. Yeah. So we did sign a safety in case you guys were wondering. And there's actually been rumors that DeMarcus Lawrence from the Cowboys could be on his way to the Commanders. Now, no one has said that the Commanders have any interest in Lawrence, but you would have to imagine they would, with Dan Quinn being the former defensive coordinator there and everything, like that. They've watched him for a while. DeMarcus Lawrence is a free agent. I want to know what you guys think about Lawrence, though. So if you could just type in the comments below, what do you think about DeMarcus Lawrence? Do you think he'd be a good player for the Washington Commanders? I think he'd do well. I think he's on the older side. But I think if you can't get Dante Fowler Jr. re-signed, I think you're going to have to bring in a guy like that. Leonard Floyd from the 49ers or DeMarcus Lawrence from the Cowboys. You need to focus on those two names because that's probably one of them are going to be the next two signed for the Washington Commanders. Unless we get a deal done with Dante Fowler Jr., which I'd love to complete. I wish the Commanders were more urgent about signing Dante Fowler Jr., but doesn't seem like they are, which is scary, to be honest. But we should be able to get a deal done with Fowler. Like, he had 10.5 sacks last season. He's really, really good. We're trying to build the O-line and edge rushers, and we need him back. We need Dante Fowler Jr. back. So that, I'm not even going to lie. So I hope we can get that deal done. I really do. But for now, we're just going to have to sit back and wait. And that is hard to say. But we have breaking news. Saints agree to terms with wide receiver Dante Pettis on a 1-year contract extension. More Saints news. And cornerback Mike Hughes headed back to the Falcons on a 3-year, $18 million deal. He started 15 games for them last season. So a little bit more news to go over in the NFL currently. So let's see. Let's talk about the receiver room a little bit while we're here. Do you guys think that Deebo Samuel is enough to be a wide receiver 2? Or do you think that the Commanders already have their already have their wide receiver 2 in Deebo Samuel? Or is he enough? I'm going to just go ahead and give my opinion. I think Deebo Samuel is not a borderline wide receiver 2. I don't think we have a wide receiver 2 in Deebo Samuel. I'm not going to lie. And that's going to make some people mad. I don't think that he's really the guy at wide receiver 2. And yes, he does a lot of stuff well. A lot of things well. He is really good at running the ball. He's really good at he's really fast. He's really good at running routes. I don't know if he's the guy at wide receiver 2, though. He'd be a good wide receiver 3, but wide receiver 2, I don't think that's covered. I think we're going to have to get one in the draft, or maybe, is there anyone left in free agency? I don't think so. So I think that the Commanders are going to sign a wide receiver. Probably if Matthew Golden is available at pick 29, I think that's the guy the Commanders will go with. I think Matthew Golden out of Texas is a very good prospect. He did the combine, really up to status there. So if he's not gone at 29, I do think that the Washington Commanders will go ahead and sign him in the first round. But if he is gone, there's Egbuka. You could sign him. There's some other guys too, but no one really as good as Matthew Golden, in my opinion. I think Golden's a very good wide receiver, and I think that Matthew Golden really has potential in the NFL, especially with the combine and the way he ran at the combine. He did really good at the combine. a lot of receivers don't do the combine, and so that really kind of makes their status go down. But Matthew Golden did the combine, and he did really well at the combine. So that was good to see. What's up? What's up? If you are new, subscribe to the channel. Leave a like on the live stream while you're here, by the way, as we get into more Commanders news. Let's see. Okay. So as you all know, we signed Will Harris, safety. If any of you are new joining in here, we signed Will Harris, safety, new safety for the Washington Commanders, to go alongside Quan Martin. Now, I'm not for sure if he's going to be the for sure starter, but as of now, we have our safety, Will Harris. Terrific work. Appreciate it. You subscribe. Appreciate it. Thank you, man. That's really appreciated. Sending all your friends here to subscribe. Appreciate that, man. Hey, that's awesome, bro. If you could do that, that'd be a huge that would really make me happy. So if you could do that, that'd be very much appreciated. And I thank you for that. Thank you for showing up. See, what else could we talk about? We talked about we did touch on DeMarcus Lawrence and Leonard Floyd. DeMarcus Lawrence, probably the guy that you're going to see next for the Washington Commanders to sign. I'm just trying to warn you guys about that. You're going to see probably DeMarcus Lawrence or Leonard Floyd being signed by the Washington Commanders. And I know that may come as a shock to some of you, but that's really the only defensive tackles left in free agency, to be honest. And while we're there, let's go ahead and look at these two stats. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna go ahead and look at DeMarcus Lawrence of the Dallas Cowboys. DeMarcus Lawrence, he had 3 sacks last year and 1 forced fumble. Yeah, and then his career, he has, let's see, 61.5 sacks in his career. He had 3 last year, so that's crazy, to be honest. He is 6'3", 265 pounds, and this doesn't show his age, so we're going to find out how old. He's 32 years old, okay. Now, he is, he's pretty old, actually. So, yeah, he's pretty old. Yeah. But now let's look at Leonard Floyd of the San Francisco 49ers. He had 8.5 sacks last season, 1 forced fumble. His career, he has 66.5 sacks. So he actually does have better stats than DeMarcus Lawrence. Wow. Came to the league 2016. And we're going to do the same thing here. Let's see how old he is. He's 32 years old, exact same age as DeMarcus Lawrence. Harris can do it all in our secondary. Debo's our physical go-go gadget player. We still need a true 2 wide receiver. I agree. Maybe we resign Noah Brown or Zaccheaus. Yeah. But would Noah Brown or Zaccheaus get it done? That's the question I have. Would they get it done? To be that guy alongside Debo and Terry? I don't know. That's going to be a tough question, and that is why Adam Peters is the GM. He makes all the decisions. So we just got to trust him and know he's going to get it done, because he will at the end of the day. So the guy I just talked about, Leonard Floyd, I'm getting news. Falcons have signed Leonard Floyd. Okay. So as we sit here and speak, yep. So as we speak, Leonard Floyd, the guy I was just talking to you guys about, has been signed by the Atlanta Falcons. Man, that is okay. So that takes him off the board. Now you want to look at DeMarcus Lawrence as the main guy. Or draft Jaden Higgins. Not sure who Jaden Higgins is. Not sure who that is. I'm going to have to look him up. Hopefully you got the name right. Let's see. All right, so Jaden Higgins, is this a real player? Yes. Okay. Jaden Higgins actually out of ASU. It looks like yes. Or wait, hold up, not ASU. Iowa State. Iowa State. Okay. Yes. Okay. You said Iowa State wide receiver 6'4". We needed size on the Commanders. Cliff Kingsbury always says he likes size. Pause. But yeah, so Iowa State wide receiver, he's 6'4", 22 years old. And actually, we're going to take a look at his stats. So 1,183 yards from last year, 6'4", 215 pounds, 9 touchdowns, 87 receptions. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's a good take. Jaden Higgins is a good take. I didn't actually hear his name yet from anybody else, but that is a good take. We could draft Jaden Higgins if he's available. Yeah, I like that take, though. But can we get some official news on Leonard Floyd? Yes. Okay. Back to what I was saying with Leonard Floyd. He has signed with the Atlanta Falcons. So if you were wondering what happened with him, Leonard Floyd signed by the Atlanta Falcons. So that is cool. Trying to think of other wide receivers. Besides, like, not in the NFL. Trying to think of other wide receivers. There's Matthew Golden, Emeka Egbuka, and I'm not sure I know anymore. There is Evan Stewart out of Oregon. I'm an Oregon fan, so okay. So those are some guys that we could get if they don't go before pick 29, though. That obviously has to come into consideration. If they don't go before pick 29, those are guys that you need to watch. Do I think we're going to take a wide receiver first? I don't know. That's going to be hard to decide. Trey Harris, Ole Miss, Eric Ayomaner, Stanford, or Jaden Higgins. So, okay, those are some good names. I can look at all of them. We'll start with Trey Harris. Okay. Yep. Ole Miss receiver. He's 6'3", 210 pounds. He put up 1,000 yards last year and 7 touchdowns. So kind of close to Jaden Higgins, pretty much. Now we'll take a look at okay, I'll put this guy's name in here. I don't know exactly how to say it, but okay. Okay. He's 6'2", 210 pounds, 831 yards, 6 touchdowns. And then, then you said Jaden Higgins. Okay. I don't mind it. I like the Ole Miss guy that you mentioned. I like Trey Harris at Ole Miss. I'm not going to lie. And he put up over 1,000, so you can never go wrong with those guys. However, Matthew Golden is the best possible wide receiver that we could get because he could still be available at 29. I don't know if people are going to jump right on that train. Now, I've heard other teams need a wide receiver, so that could, they could, I guess, get Matthew Golden. But I think if he's available for the Washington Commanders, I think you have to take him. I think you have to, despite all the other needs for this team. Jevon Holland to the Giants. Yep. Jevon Holland to the Giants. That actually happened at like 8 a.m. this morning. That was a surprising signing. And I tell you one thing, Javon Holland is a great player. All right, he's a great player. We were trying to go all in for him, but I'll tell you that the Giants were scared. The Giants were scared. They didn't want the Commanders to sign Javon Holland. They didn't want it, and so they had to sign him. They did not want the Commanders to sign Javon Holland. Jack Beck and Savion Williams, both guys are from TCU. Appreciate the information. Williams is a Debo clone with so-so hands. Beck is a machine with his route technique. Okay, I got you. We can actually go ahead and look at those guys. I'll keep this thing up on the screen. John Beck, or Jack Beck, sorry. I've heard the name, but I'm not going to act like I've studied him really, because I haven't. Jack Beck, college, Jack Beck football. There's a hockey guy that came up actually. There's not much on him. There's actually not much stats on him. Savion Williams, we can look at him. Savion Williams had 611 yards last year, 6 touchdowns, 10.2 on average, 60 receptions. Not bad. And then I'm going to try to find Jack Beck again, actually. I can't. Jack Beck. TCU. Oh, okay. All right. I think we might be in business here. We might have found him. 23 years old. Okay. TCU. Yeah. Okay. TCU wide receiver. Okay. Yeah. Okay. 1,000 yards. Okay. TCU has some good wide receivers. I'm not going to lie. You have a guy with over 600, then you have Jack Beck with over 1,000 yards. So, and then 9 touchdowns, 62 receptions. Yeah. So, he looks very good. He's 23 years old, and he looks pretty strong too. So that would also be a good fit for the Commanders. So you have a lot of guys that the Commanders could sign. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of different opportunities. And actually, I'm just getting that the Dallas Cowboys are expected to sign former Saints first-round defensive end Peyton Turner. And I'll see if I can find this official. Yes, the Cowboys are giving former Saints first-rounder Peyton Turner a 1-year, $3 million deal with $2 million guaranteed, source said. Okay, so the Cowboys have found a defensive end. And while we're at the midpoint of this stream, leave a like on this. Leave a like on the stream. If you are new, you need to subscribe to the channel. And we'll keep going on with this stream. So the Cowboys have just made a big move for Peyton Turner at defensive end. That is the latest news in the NFL. But I will say something. Peyton Turner only has 4 sacks in 4 years. The guy that the Dallas Cowboys just signed. So, hey, I mean, the Dallas Cowboys make a, kind of a big move there, but really like their third signing, and the guy has 4 sacks in 4 years. So come on, Jerry. Come on now. Yeah, so I just saw a tweet. Somebody said only 4 sacks in 4 years. So Peyton Turner, defensive end, new defensive end for the Cowboys. Once this becomes official, that's going to be interesting to see. And they're not going to get a deal done with DeMarcus Lawrence. It doesn't appear. So they're going to lose him, and then they're going to be kind of stuck, to be honest. The Falcons deal, I saw that they made the deal, but I didn't know what the money situation was. Falcons are signing edge Leonard Floyd to a 1-year deal worth $10 million. So not even that much money, to be honest. Yeah, wasn't even that much money. So we could have done that. We could have gave him $8 to $10 million. But the Falcons get it done first, and they release Grady Jarrett, so they kind of had to replace Grady Jarrett too. Jerry Jones doing Jerry Jones things. Yep. You said a lot signing individuals. That's funny. Yep. Okay. Well, that is what the Cowboys are doing. They're signing a defensive end that has 4 sacks in 4 years. That's what the Dallas Cowboys are doing. You love to see it. The Commanders, you can cry, you can whine, you can make fun of the Commanders as much as you want. But when you look at what Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys have done, signed a defensive end that has 4 sacks in 4 years, you just laugh. That is funny. They think they're making a big splash. They think they're signing this big defensive end. I mean, come on, man. Washington is adding pieces to as a fit. Big E loves. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, so we definitely are adding pieces. Yeah, I agree with that. We are adding many pieces actually. That a bunch of people love. I would like to see the Commanders actually go for someone when I'm on stream, but if I'm not on stream, I'll just make a video about it. Okay, I need to check real quick. All right. Oh, Kyle Juszczyk actually got released this morning. I forgot about that. We should have probably gone over that. There's 2 fullbacks that got released, Kyle Juszczyk and Patrick Ricard. Kyle Juszczyk, I believe Kyle Juszczyk was signed back by the 49ers, and I'm going to make sure of that. Ian Rappaport. I forget. Actually, maybe no one signed. Sorry about that, saying that. I don't think anybody actually signed Kyle Juszczyk, but I do know that the Ravens re-signed Patrick Ricard. Join my podcast, In the Trenches podcast at work. You're good. If you want me to join your podcast, I will. You can just send me an email, or just go into my bio on YouTube and you can find where to get all that. My Instagram, actually add that Washington Carter, DM me on there, and then we can get something together. Vikings fans, thank you for Jonathan Allen. Yeah, man, you guys got Jonathan Allen. You got it was a $60 million deal though. Did you, Vikings fan right here, I'm asking you, did you like the $60 million that you had to pay him? Because he doesn't deserve $60 million. He's not that good. Did you like paying him $60 million? That's the thing. Kind of interesting to see Vikings opinions on that. All right. Leave a like on the stream. Subscribe to the channel. Jonathan Allen was not an impact. I agree with you. The Vikings paid Jonathan Allen $60 million for him to just sit there and do nothing. I mean, maybe he's better on a different team. Maybe Jonathan Allen shows up on a different team. But I can tell you, for the Washington Commanders, he did not show up. He did not show up for the Washington Commanders. And there's no denying that. So, yes, Jonathan Allen was not an impact. Not at all. But yeah, I actually was talking about that. Jonathan Allen signed $60 million deal to the Vikings. Kind of surprising to see all that money. Like, if you want to critique the Commanders for signing Javon Kinlaw for $45 million, you have to critique the Jonathan Allen signing. Allen will have an impact in Floor's system. Okay. That could be true. I like Flores. And maybe he fits better in a better system. Maybe Jonathan Allen does better in a change of scenery and a new system. Maybe. I mean, that could definitely be true. But still, $60 million is a lot for Jonathan Allen. I'm not going to lie to you. You said Kinlaw 6'5". I hope they put him on the edge. Is he fast enough? Is he explosive enough to play edge? That's kind of unknown. I'll have to look at the tape for him. But is he fast enough? Is he explosive enough to be an edge? And on top of that, a solid edge rusher. But I don't mind that thought. I don't mind that thought at all. He could be an edge rusher. That could be something that, that is liable for Adam Peters. I think they could do that. They could move him to edge rusher. But we still need an edge rusher, though. That doesn't change anything. Charles Mann and Dexter Manley made it work. Yeah, yeah, they did. You are certainly right about that. They did make it work, and so maybe the Commanders make it work. You could see something like that happen, though. I mean, you can kind of see the Commanders make something like that happen. Okay, I have something I want to talk about here. Trey Hendrickson. We all know who Trey Hendrickson is of the Cincinnati Bengals. Is he still on the table for the Washington Commanders? Is he a guy that the Washington Commanders would want to trade for still? Because for me, that's kind of unknown. I don't know if the Washington Commanders would want to go all in on Trey Hendrickson because they just traded a whole load of picks for Laramie Tunsil yesterday. So, do you want to go all in on Trey Hendrickson? I kind of want to. What do you guys think about Trey Hendrickson? Do you guys think that that would work for the Washington Commanders, or that'd be too much to give up? The Laramie Tunsil trade, we got a 4th rounder and then Laramie Tunsil on top of that. So I don't mind that trade. 5-time Pro Bowl left tackle. Obviously, I'm going to do a lot for the Commanders. So Laramie Tunsil is a great option. I'm from Kansas City, but huge Washington fan since 81. That's awesome. And I love talking Washington football every day, all day. I'll search up your podcast real quick in a second. Hold up. But that's cool to hear. Washington fans since 81 and here. Allen contract is only $23 million guaranteed. Yeah, I did hear that. So $23 million guaranteed there's an upside for the Vikings there. Yeah, so you're right about that. Let's see. Okay, I'll search up this podcast real quick. I'm having a hard time actually finding that podcast. Kinlaw, cheaper, bigger, younger, and Adam Peters player. Also he counts about 7 to 9 million. Allen, I don't know what you STR 8 to 16 million this season. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, Kinlaw is cheaper and he's bigger and he's younger and he's an Adam Peters type guy. So yeah. Oh, okay. I found the pod. All right, W pod right there. Um Okay, yeah, I found it. I'm not gonna shout. I'm not gonna shout your subscriber count out to everyone, but I see it. And I found it. Washington struck gold with Daniels. Hopefully, McCarthy can ball out this upcoming season. Honestly, I think he's pretty good. I think JJ McCarthy's actually really good. I'm not gonna lie. Um, Obviously, Jaden Daniels, and I'm not trying to be biased. Jaden Daniels is better. Is probably going to be better than JJ McCarthy. And yeah, we really did strike gold with Jaden Daniels, but McCarthy will ball out this upcoming season. He will, and I'm not gonna deny that. JJ McCarthy will ball out this upcoming season. He was doing really well in preseason. He had that big injury, and we took him out for the whole season. We don't really have a healthy dose of what he can do besides college, though. That's the only thing. But yeah, man, McCarthy, I think he's going to be really good. I think he's really going to ball out. So that's just my opinion. I think he's a really good quarterback. And I think that he brings the league, um, something to watch for a little while now. I think JJ McCarthy is going to be a great quarterback for years to come. And that is awesome. Nice to see you go live. Yep, I've been live the past 2 days just because the free agency stuff. Good to see you here. Leave a like on the stream, subscribe to the channel. If you're new, Daniels is different. He's a generational talent. I agree with you. You are definitely right on that. Daniels is just a different animal, and he definitely is a generational talent. This guy's gonna be really good for the next 10 years. And I hope to say the same about JJ McCarthy. I really do. And I think we will. I think we will be able to say that about JJ McCarthy. He is definitely definitely going to be a good quarterback in the league. I'm not going to lie. You work as a custodian at high school. Nice. That's good. Nice. We got 13 people in here. 13 likes. Leave a like on the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And let's see if we can find out any other NFL news. Ian Rappaport. Yeah, so we are all caught up on news, actually. So comment whatever you want. I'll answer it. I'll talk about it, whatever. And we will get into it. Ronnie Bell and Jalen Noels used to go to, yeah. Oh, okay. I see. I saw that we actually had a meeting with Michael Gallup this morning. The Washington Commanders met with Gallup this morning. I wonder how that went. I will have to find that out. Washington needs a true running back, not just a system. I agree, man. I couldn't agree more. We saw that they re-signed Jeremy Chin, but it's just Jeremy Chin's not enough. I mean, not Jeremy Chin, Jeremy McNichols. We re-signed Jeremy McNichols. Sorry for that. I mispronounced his name. Jeremy McNichols has been re-signed by the Washington Commanders, and then we have Austin Ekeler. Is he going to leave? Brian Robinson Jr. You have Chris Rodriguez Jr. on the tender signing, so it's gonna be crazy. And do we draft a running back? You were writing Bell and Jalen Nose and Landry Shannon custodian. That was my point. I don't know if you heard of them. I think I have, to be honest, but yeah, I think I have. So that's cool. Oh, did you guys hear that Daniel Jones actually was signed by the Colts? I don't know if you guys knew, but Daniel Jones was signed by the Colts earlier today for a $14 million deal, 1 year though. So yeah, so that's cool. And I don't hate on Daniel Jones. I don't mind him, to be honest. I hope he does well. I hope he beats Anthony Richardson out for that starting spot in Indy because Anthony Richardson sucks, dude. Let's see. The Vikings are actually closing in on a deal with defensive tackle Javon Hargrave. That's new information. And if you were wondering, actually, Javon Hargrave didn't play a lot last year because he had a tricep injury, but he's back this year and expected to be signed by the Minnesota Vikings. So that is crazy. Najee Harris signed by the Chargers. That happened last night. We don't need to go over that. So we have signings for the Washington Commanders. We have started out with trying to think. Started out with Kinlaw. We started out with Javon Kinlaw. We started out with him. Then we traded for Laramie Tunsil, and then we signed Will Harris with a few player re-signings for the Washington Commanders, few and far between. So that's really all the Washington Commanders have done so far. I think the draft is kind of a big that's where the Commanders are going to do all their work at. We're not really looking too much into free agency. I'm not, at least. I'm kind of looking into more of the draft and how that's going to work out, how that's going to take place, and everything that's going to happen in the draft. That's just me. I believe that the draft is going to be a huge, huge uh, point of emphasization of the Washington Commanders, and capitalization. I think they really have to capitalize on the draft this year. It's a pretty good draft for the things that they need. So, I think they have to capitalize on the draft this year, not so much free agency. Although we might see a few more signings happen through free agency today for the Washington Commanders. Former Chief safety Justin Reid has agreed to. Former Chief safety Justin Reid reached agreement today with the Saints on a 3-year, $31.5 million deal, including $22.25 million fully guaranteed. Reid goes to the Saints. So Justin Reid is actually headed to the Saints, a guy that the Commanders were actually looking at for safety. So he's gone too. So we really had no other options but to sign Will Harris. We really didn't have any other options. So you can say whatever you want, but we didn't really have that many options. We had to beat out the Giants this morning for Javon Holland if we really wanted Holland, but it doesn't sound like Adam Peters and the Commanders were really interested in him. And then you had, you have to get a safety. Brandon Coleman to guard. That's not made known yet, but obviously with a 5-time Pro Bowl left tackle coming in and Laramie Tunsil, you have to do something with Brandon Coleman. I think Brandon Coleman has great potential. I think he's going to be a great player in this league. The question is he a right tackle or right guard? That's what we need to figure out. I'll be investing and looking into that. Is he a right tackle or is he a right guard? That is going to be the question for the Washington Commanders. Do you move him to right tackle or right guard? That's going to be interesting to see. and we'll figure all that out in a few days, because the Commanders gonna have to make a decision. Um, all right, we just hit 1 hour. We're about done talking about everything. I think I'm gonna hop off here. Um, we pretty much talked about everything. The Laramie Tunsil, the moves that the Commanders made today was only one. The Commanders are probably not gonna make any more moves today. So that's pretty much all I got. You guys need to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Please do it. Leave a like on the live stream before you head out. I will see all y'all boys tomorrow. And that's pretty much all I got for right now. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and end the stream. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the stream. I will see you guys in the next one. Hail to the Washington Commanders. Peace